Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So just recently, I saw this on Instagram, of all places, and I was absolutely just appalled. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. So just recently, there was a bus driver who got into it with one of the passengers due to the fact that this man wanted to get off the bus while the bus was still moving. Now, I don't know much about, bus rules, but I think I can assume that getting off the bus while it's still moving is a big no-no and probably against regulations. There was an exchange between the driver and the passenger, him trying to tell him that he could not get off until they made their next stop, and I guess he wasn't going for that, so he pulls out a gun to try and resolve the situation. But the driver, surprise, surprise, he wasn't there for it, okay? He woke up and he chose to be prepared for the smoke, if you will, and had his own gun, took out his own gun and started shooting back. Now, what makes me really mad is the fact that after all this happened, after the exchange, them arguing, him trying to tell him, he couldn't let him off in the middle of him driving, them going back and forward, cussing each other out, him really needing to sit his behind back down while they were moving, like I said, because if he would have brake checked him, he would have flew through that windshield and escalating the situation. I'm talking about the passenger to the point where it was a complete shootout and there were actually two other passengers on there who had to hit the deck in order to keep from catching a bullet. This young man, after he lost the shootout, essentially ran off the bus basically to carry the L and try to retreat. All four of them could have lost their lives because he wanted to be raggedy. And whenever I saw this, I was like, this is some black people mess right here. And it's really sad that that even comes to my mind. And I'm not the only one before anybody tries to throw shade at me for identifying black people craziness. They said when we saw this, we were like, tisk tisk, because this is definitely some black people mess right here. It's raggedy. It's raggedy that we do stuff like this to each other, that we take shots at each other, literally, that we make each other's lives harder. I don't know what was going on with that young man, and he couldn't wait a few more minutes. But to pull a gun out, that was just raggedy, heinous, and unjustifiable. To make matters worse, and the other thing that made me angry with this situation was when, I guess, the bus company, whoever, CEO, whoever the guy was, got on social media and was real quick to try and, I guess, save the reputation, if you will, of the bus company, talking about, oh, well, we don't allow our bus drivers to have guns on them. We don't promote that kind of stuff, whatnot. And it's, no surprise that this man doesn't fall in the same demographic of the people who have to deal with these people getting on the buses, getting off the buses, and giving these bus drivers a hard time. He didn't sympathize with that man at all, or at least from what I saw, he didn't. The man could have lost his life while on his job, and all he could think of was to try and save their reputation because of what he did to try and defend himself. And I know because this is what jobs do 99% of the time. Anything that goes wrong, like people could literally come into stores, restaurants, anywhere onto these workplaces and be threatening the employees, posing bodily harm. And all they'll say if the person defends themselves from getting beat up, shanked, shot, or unalived is, oh, well, we don't promote fighting or, any of that at our workplaces. And then fire the person, which is essentially what happened here. Because like I said, these jobs, these employers, these CEOs, these bosses, they don't care about anybody except for themselves, their own money, their own reputation. They do not care about standing up for the people that work for them, that go through the hell that they will never understand because they don't go through it on a first-hand basis. It was also the audacity of the employer, CEO, like I said, whoever you want to call the guy, to make it seem like he didn't do enough or anything to keep the situation from getting to that point. If a person pulls out a gun on you, all bets are off the table. Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, in this day and age, if people don't know by now that people are trigger happy, okay, that people, they get offended at stupid stuff. You could be doing your job telling you, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do that. You'll cater to their pride and their ego, apologize, overly humble, swallowing your pride even though you shouldn't have to tell a grown adult, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't do this, just so that they won't go off on you and they'll still go off. It's not about what they can or can't do. It's about these people out here are crazy, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And this is Charlotte, North Carolina. Are you kidding me? Like I said, it was the audacity of him to make it seem like this man didn't do what he could or everything he could to de-escalate the situation. Like I said, after somebody's pulled a gun on you, there's no de-escalation after that. People are going to act the way they want to. They're going to do what they want to do. And I don't blame him for pulling out that gun to try and defend himself. Now, if he has an unlicensed gun, then, that needs to be resolved, of course. I'm number one for, if you're going to own a gun, do it the legal way. Have a license. Don't just be out here carrying around unlicensed contraband. Come on. But I'm not sure 100% if the man had a license or not. But like I said, I stand by what I said. I'm glad that the man protected himself and that he's alive. I hate that those passengers that were on there got caught in the crossfire, because they could have gotten hurt or worse. And like I said, it made me really angry when the guy started all that mess and then had the audacity to run off of the bus. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a blessed day.